This is a placeholder song until we replace the old song. This is a placeholder song for Is This Anything? Editing another episode.
How's it going?
Going good. Just another example of me being too loud, you know?
How was I? Was I too loud?
No, you were great. You and Brett are about even. The issue is, especially where you are concerned, whenever you are being thoughtful, you're at one volume, and whenever you're excited, your volume goes so much higher. And I think you even move the mic closer to your mouth too.
Really?
So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the worst of both worlds. It's Brett Druck.
Hey.
He is here also.
Wow, what a nice thing to say.
Thank you that he's here.
Also, I don't know. It was just the tone. I thought it was going to be. It sounded like you were singing my praises, but you were literally just singing a fact about me.
Yeah, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
Oh my God, thank you.
Brett Druck is wearing a shirt.
Oh, I was just going to say, at least this time he's not saying you look like Dracula or something.
That's true.
It is. Nice. It looks like you're wearing a dark green shirt this time. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yeah, like a nice, alive-looking person in a dark green shirt. You really solved the problem, Brett.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening here, but after being called Dracula, just having you, the first thing you say be that I'm also here, it sounds like a compliment.
As long as I'm not singing, Brett is a corpse. He has no blood in his face.
That's what I would expect normally when I come in.
Yeah. Everybody, how's everybody doing? Brett, what's going on, man?
Well, I know Rob has something to get off his chest.
That's why we're talking to Brett. That's why we're talking to Brett.
His chest.
It's the most unnatural way to start something when someone... And you know how much I like contriving. I don't know.
But you also, Rob, you have settings face on where you look like you're looking at.
I was, you know what? I was like Xing out of boxes and stuff. That's true.
That's how long we've been doing Zoom podcasts. I know settings face.
But I just, I still wanted to give him the business.
Yeah, give me the business, man. Jarret's open for business today. All right.
And Leedy, why don't you give us a little sound check?
Hello, sound check. Am I fine? I'm not going to be talking that much.
Excellent.
Right.
Remy, do you know who Leedy is?
I don't know Leedy. Hi, Leedy.
Oh, she's the reason she's not going to be talking too much is not because she has low self-esteem. It's because she draws the episodes. So I just want to put that out there.
Awesome. Wait, should I put on some face?
Thanks, Brett.
Draw me with lashes. Just put them on in post.
You got it.
Thank you. Yassify.
I don't know if we want to go that far. But...
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to officially welcome Remy to our show. This is Is This Anything? Thank you so much for being a very last-minute guest. She was just available moments ago, and we're really glad we got her. Remy is a very funny stand-up comedian, also a podcaster as well. She's got a very popular podcast called How Come, and then also We Really Love Island, which I've not listened to. What is We Really Love Island?
Nobody really knows about that podcast. It's like my little stepchild, but it's about the British reality TV phenomenon called Love Island. And I became really, really obsessed with it when it was only still in the UK. Now it's in Australia. There's a US version, a Denmark version. Like there's Love Island everywhere. We go through every episode and then kind of like talk about how we feel about it and teach you the British slang that we learned.
I love
that is adorable.
Yeah.
So niche, so fun.
So niche. No one listens to it. I like to call it Honesty Island because the way that it's like set up, it's different than any other dating show because it's done in real time. Like there's an episode that comes out every day when Love Island is airing. It's insane. Wow. I don't know how the editors do it, but they really can't like do too much of a storyline with people. They have to just like go with like what's actually happening. And also the twists in the show, like they will, you never know whether it's down to the audience to vote you out of the house, when the voting's happening, whether it's your housemates who are voting you out, whether it's a couple who's leaving or just an individual. Like the producers, sometimes if they see somebody who they like really like, they'll throw in like a bombshell and be like, oh, like we need him to date somebody. Like, let's throw in somebody like especially for him.
So this almost kind of falls in line with other like people who have come up with a very popular podcast, well executed, broad appeal, and then after success of that, you're almost like, I'm gonna do one. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna do the most niche. I don't care if nobody listens because
Actually,
I already got a popular one.
I'm gonna say that We Really Love Island was born out of spite, not because I thought I could do whatever. I introduced like everybody in the New York comedy scene to Love Island. Nobody was watching it before me, like truly. And this other podcaster, even though like my stories were always about Love Island, just started talking about it on her own. And I was just like, let me just make it clear that I'm Love Island girl and have 2 failed seasons of a show strictly out of spite. Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I was, when I was big doing open mics in New York, I was doing all these jokes about dating. And then I saw this other comic doing jokes about dating and I was
in New York?
Excuse me, I beg your
What the
pardon.
fuck?
Well, anyway, so welcome. I'm glad that you're here. And
thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So I know I texted you or messaged you the show breakdown, but basically we're all coming here. We're going to pitch a joke or joke idea. It could be something that we've been working on that hasn't really been working, or just literally we thought of it in the shower this morning and we just pitch it. And then the rest of us just kind of punch it up, have some fun with it. We actually try to get some real ideas going. Jarret's going to give us a little bit of an order soon, but first we like to catch up with each other.
I
got a little hot story coming out.
That's why we're starting with Brett. Starting with Brett today.
I'm hot. I'm red hot.
Let's get into it, Rob. What's up? What's got your jimmies all rustled?
Well, I went to McDonald's today. All right. I eat fast food periodically.
Yes.
And so I go to the app to put my order in because they have an app and they offer it, and they're trying to make sure that you do more and more and more on the app. So it should be like a functioning thing, but it doesn't function that well. So I get up, I put the little thing in. I don't want to run through all the permutations of how this app screwed up, but I just want to let you know it included not signing me in, not allowing me to use my specific coupon, not allowing me to cash out, logging me out, all this crap. And I sit in the McDonald's. I'm in the McDonald's, typing into the app for 20 straight minutes, just getting furious, trying to save like $1.50 on French fries. I don't know why I'm like going so crazy. But all it is it's you spend $1 and then you get a free medium fry. That was the coupon.
It's a coupon.
It's a good coupon. That's why I was like, I was like, this should be utilized here today.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend $2.59 on a medium fry when it's like straight up free. So I was really kind of mad. I've got the thing right there. So I like prepare for war. Like I'm going to go up there and I'm going to start asking for things, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of pushback, but whatever. Let's just go for it. And I've worked in restaurants my entire life. I worked for Burger King and Olive Garden, and I just know the deal. The deal is the first line of defense are pawns who don't know how to do, they are physically not allowed to do anything. So you got to just bust right through them, go, let me speak to the person, because it's just one move. As soon as you get through the pawn, it's straight to the king. And because then you talk to the next person, and that manager, she can do literally everything in the restaurant, like no questions asked. You know what I mean? Like that's always.
By the way, that is Rob's first move in chess every time. In chess is he says, "Can I speak to the manager?"
All the pawns just scurry. The rooks are like, "Wow, we never got this."
Checkmate again.
I've got one piece on my board. It's a white piece for sure. So that's exactly what I do. I go up there, and the first guy is just like, "Oh, actually, she's a girl. She was actually pretty helpful. I was appreciative. I explained the whole situation. She's like, oh, that's too bad. I was like, the app's not working. I was just wondering if you could just honor the coupon. That's all. Just honor the coupon that I came in here for. You know what coupon I'm talking about." And she goes, yeah. It's like, it's not really working. Why? How is it not working? And I said, it's been 20 minutes. Like, I promise you it's not working. She goes, okay. She's like, I think I could do it. I'll just do it on my app. And I was like, oh, there's a problem solver right there. I love it. So she tries to pull hers up. Hers doesn't work either. And then this is where it gets a little upsetting. She goes, yeah, it didn't work. So, and I was like,
that's
okay.
it.
I was like, but that's what my That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that frustrating? Can't I get a free French fry? French fries, by the way, are the cheapest things they have there, maybe aside from soda. So, like, to give out French fries, I just know for a fact it's like the easiest thing McDonald's can ever do, ever. Burgers and chicken, they got to, like, ask questions, but fries, no questions asked. So I'm getting frustrated that I can't just get a free fry out of this after explaining myself. So she's like, oh, I gotta, and she goes to help somebody else. They send some other guy in. He's giving me the like, yeah, she explained it to you, the app's not working. I was like, no, I'm explaining to you that the app is not working. What I'm saying is that you offered a deal. It's just like you put up a poster saying, hey,
it was a promise.
Exactly. I'm like, you're saying free French fries, come on in. You're not doing it with a poster. You're not doing it with a physical coupon. You're doing it with the app. The app buzzes me. The app bothers me. The app tells me to come in. And now you're saying, nope, that doesn't exist. Give me your money. And I'm saying, please don't do that to me. Just honor the coupon. I don't want anything more than that. Just honor the coupon. He goes, yeah, I don't think we can do that. I'm like, you 100% can do it. I know you can. It is not like either you can punch in it. Why don't we just do it and you can figure it out later?
Just give me the fucking fry.
So then there was a manager that he would not get. So like 2 different interactions with him. He actually also pretty creatively comes with a booklet of different coupons. And he goes, hey man, you could try one of these. And I was like, that is remarkable. I said, I will look through these. But if I don't find a suitable coupon, then I don't want it. Okay? And I looked through, it's nothing good. It's like buy a quarter pounder, get something. I'm like, I'm not buying a quarter pounder. This is spend $1, get a fry. That's what I want.
I do not want to mess with your momentum here, but I have a lot of questions right now.
Oh, you know what? Let's pause for question time.
Okay.
This is about the halfway mark anyway.
Okay.
Great. If anyone wants to get some snacks, now's the time.
This is Rob Ryan's story intermission.
Remy got snacks. Good.
Remy knew that Rob was going to be telling a story, so she got a plate of food for just this occasion.
Yeah. All this talk of fries is making me hungry.
Okay. There is an app, a McDonald's app, and on the app is the coupon that says that if you purchase something, $1 worth of food, you get a free French fry.
Correct. Yeah.
Is there anything on there that says that you have to order it through the app for this to work?
I should have mentioned that. That is a stipulation of the coupon. Correct.
Okay. Did you order your food through the app?
Oh, I tried for 20 straight minutes, but the app would not allow me to. The app was not working.
So the app didn't work for any food, not just the French fry.
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, technically, I kept on getting logged out, and it wouldn't let me go to the pay site. So app wasn't working at all. App not functional.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in that case, I'm ready to issue
rule?
my judgment on this. Then,
What would you have done if the employee had cited a specific part of the terms of service that you agreed to in order to install the app that said, if the app is not working, it says in section 5C that coupons will be void and the establishment will not have to honor them. Would that have just taken all of the steam out of you?
Question.
There's no universe in which this would actually happen, but I'm just curious.
No,
That's somebody training to be a lawyer, also working at McDonald's.
He's working his way through law school, paying for it with a minimum wage job.
Possible. That's a world where it could exist.
Yeah, in America,
in the 1970s, that could definitely have existed.
That's a great. If they said that, I would have flinched and been like, ooh, is that true? I actually had an experience like that. I cannot get into that story. But someone did throw something almost legalese at me, and I was like, oh, fuck, is that right? And I just had to be like, nah, I'm just going to keep pressing forward. I was like, I think this is too important. Because I think I would have been like, okay, that may be true. But, on a customer service level, on a human level, why don't we just deal with this? Because, I can't get this 20 minutes back, and this is not saying blah, blah, blah. So, and the fries are pennies. So he says, it was very
But that's
funny.
half his wage.
Well, that's what I was saying. I said, look, I don't want you to do this. I even said these words. I was like, I don't want you to do this. And this isn't your fault. I just want you to get the manager. I am positive the manager can help me. And then he goes, I don't think that she can do it either. And that's when I was like, dude, that is all she does all day, every day is give people free food when they're mad, because that is the power of a manager at a low level, like establishment. That's it.
Out of curiosity, Rob, this manager that never came out, could you just see their silhouette a la Deal or No Deal, where they just keep on going into the back room and there's just a person there, silhouette of a telephone, keep on hanging it up?
Is that Deal or No Deal? That's like
that was
the
Deal
bank?
or No Deal.
Yeah. Excellent. I love it.
Very Wizard of Ozzy.
Another story where I argued with somebody, which I can't tell because it'll take too long, had to do with an escape room that they wouldn't let me go into because I was by myself. Great story.
Sir, you will not escape. You will be in there. You will die.
That's what he was saying. And I was like, I don't care. I have an hour before my bus. Can I just have fun in the room for an hour? I don't care if I'm going to escape. I just want to solve puzzles. And he was like, but you can't. Anyway, he didn't even come out right away. He was being referred to as the Clue Master, and he wouldn't come out. I was like, the Clue Master is some 24-year-old kid named Hank. Just bring him out here. Stop referring to him as the fucking Clue Master.
Oh, God. I hope he was dressed like Neo from The Matrix.
There's TV screens everywhere. I was like, oh, shit. Anyway, so I explained to him, I was like, she can do everything. I 100% promise you. I just want to speak to her. Anyway, it was a long time of arguing. She does come and she just says, what do you want? I said, double cheeseburger. All right. French fries. Here you go. $2.80. Got my food. I mean,
amazing. I love that price for that amount of food.
It was really good. I didn't want to let it go. Thank you, Remy. I almost feel like the rest of the guys here don't
get it.
Exactly.
They're not McDonald's people.
They're not.
What?
I don't know. They seem high class.
I'm were not excited
at all. Brett's offended. I'm not. I'd be offended if you were like, Jarret knows what I'm talking about, right?
The amount of fast food I've eaten with you on the road, Rob. The glee
be
that we
happier for him. Celebrate his wins.
Yeah, you always have an air of disdain, though, Brett. Like you're above it,
What?
No. But I'm happy for Rob to go to whatever fast food establishment. I'm not happy that Rob he's taken this much off of his life in terms of years for stress, and this, he's subtracted this amount of time from his life for these principles in a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, only to have more life subtracted by the fries that he's ordering.
Telling this story.
Yeah, exactly. And subtracting all of our lives as well, Rob.
I love thinking 30 years from now, a doctor's talking to my family, being like, he's got to cut off the fast food because of the calories. No, just the arguing and the stress.
Doesn't stop talking about it.
It's just driving. The food is actually the healthiest thing that's happened. He's doing it.
The vein popped out of his forehead.
Anyway, that was my story of failure and then triumph. And
I think it's just failure, Rob. The whole story is failure. And ring the bell, by the way, because this is the one time in my life when I will say I'm on McDonald's side here, because
ding, 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 ding.
if you didn't order it through the app, then that's void.
Wow, I want to speak to your manager, Jarret.
Yeah,
get Kirsten over.
She's at work.
Have you guys ever tried parking in New York City when the meters are down and they're like, use the NYC parking app, and the NYC parking app never works, and I always have to leave a note in my windshield that I'm like, this app doesn't fucking work. Don't ticket me.
When you are increasingly pushing your customers to use this specific service, when you are firing employees left and right and pushing your customers to use
it better
this
fucking
thing.
work.
It really better fucking work. And when it doesn't, there needs to be some systems in place to deal with that.
Yes.
And that's the message I want to try to
Well, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Brett. Anyway, that was my story.
But it does feel like you booked Remy just to be your hype person, because from the get go, you were like, I went to McDonald's. She was like, yes.
Other fun.
Get it.
I had no
Get
idea.
those fries.
This is legitimately true. When Remy, when you said, "Oh, I'm gonna come," I was actually like, "Ah, shit, I'm gonna tell my McDonald's story." I look like a fucking loser.
No, I'm a big McDonald's stan.
Cool.
Don't worry. Now you look like two losers.
Yeah, triumphant losers.
Ooh, maybe Remy and I should start a podcast together.
Ooh,
The
two triumphant
triumphant losers. I love that.
We win, but in winning, we lose. Rob, I'm really glad that you told that story, because my little tidbit for the catch up today has to do with you, which is that I inexplicably, I don't know if you guys have ever written jokes in your dreams. I've had it's happened like a handful of times. And in my dream, I'm always like, this is a really good joke. I hope I remember this when I wake up. And I usually don't.
Have you seen that Seinfeld about that?
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched that one.
There was one where he's saying the whole thing. And then like, you're just wondering, you're like, what was that fucking joke? That sounds hilarious.
So in my dream, you were telling us that joke that you have about when you see a trailer for a comic book movie and your friend is more into comic books than you, and they're giving you the rundown of like, oh, that's Krang. We like him, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, they're introducing Morbo. Ooh, interesting.
I hope they do him justice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in my dream, I'm remembering this and I tag it in my dream. And spoiler alert, the tag is not good. But in my dream, I was like, this is a good tag. Oh man, I'm really crushing it today. And I think we were at a show or something, like maybe you were doing the show. And after the show, I was like, oh, after you say that joke, you should say this.
Yeah.
Here was the tag. They don't do that for Tom Cruise movies. Like we're watching a trailer with Tom Cruise. He never leans over and it's like, ooh, that's Tom. We like him.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I like that at all.
That's super funny. I like that a lot. Recognizing the actor, that's great.
Yeah. I just remember waking up and being like, oh yeah, what was that tag? Oh, it doesn't really work. I don't know if that works.
I love the idea of you waking up in the morning being like, what was that tag? Oh, that tag wasn't funny. I can't fly. Peed my pants.
I think the funniest part is Tom Cruise. We like him. Like, no, we don't. Nobody does.
We do now that he's just running. Now that he's just running in his movies and not talking about, now Scientology.
That he's released Katie Holmes.
Yeah, exactly.
From captivity.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually one of those guys where like you can still like his movies and be like, oh, I like Tom Cruise movies. I don't like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, even when he was at his craziest, I was still like, he's a really good actor.
He is a good actor.
I would watch his A Few Good Men or something, and I'm like, yeah, he's just he's just very good at acting.
That's the thing with crazy people. They're good actors.
Well, you know what else? Yeah. What else happened is that the actors got worse. Like Tom Cruise was like 90s crazy, early 2000s crazy. But when Kevin Spacey comes out and when Armie Hammer's eating people, you're just like, ah, man, maybe we were too hard on Tom.
we were way too hard on Tom Cruise. All he did was keep Katie Holmes in a cage underneath his Scientology dungeon.
And bounce around on a couch.
Yeah, exactly. All right, who else has got to catch up? Remy, Brett, Leedy?
So I did my first hour of stand-up, which was very exciting for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did not think I could stand up for an hour, so we did it. But
low blood sugar.
And I'm so lazy. Like I love to lay. I don't stand often. So I did this hour, and I've got pretty crazy ADHD and I smoke a lot of weed. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to remember this whole set. Like I should write it down on a whiteboard beforehand and just have like the thing on stage with me. Cause I saw Neil Brennan do that when I was in LA. He did it for like a 10-minute set. And I was like, oh, if you can do it for 10 minutes, I can do it for an hour. Like, what kind of drugs are you on, buddy? I hired a makeup artist who I worked with before because I was like, oh, this is going to be a big thing. I should film it and like look good instead of like my normal like sweatsuit, whatever. And she's doing my makeup and she fucked up my eye makeup like 8 times. Like the shapes, you guys aren't going to get this, Leedy will, but like the shapes of the shadow and the wings were completely different. And she also had brought her mom there as like her assistant, which I was like, what? Like, this is so weird. She kept being like, Mom, are these eyes even? And then her mom would stand in front of me and be like, no.
But the mom was right.
But the mom was right. But then the mom wouldn't tell her how to fix it. She would just be like, no, this is fucked up. And then the makeup artist would be like, okay, cool. And then she just started like blaming my eyes for being asymmetrical.
To be fair, that is what I do when I'm trying to draw someone and I can't draw them right. Like, you got a fucked up face.
You got a fucked up face. But like, and I know my face is pretty asymmetrical, but not my eyes. You know, like never my eyes. She did them like 8 different times. And then like, it was like the host was already on stage. My face is like half done. And I was like, I gotta just be done. Like I have to write out this whiteboard and like go because it's time. My contour was, you don't know what contour is, but my contour was so dark. I looked like a clown. My eyes were still akimbo, and my notes weren't even as good on my little whiteboard. So that felt like a failure. But I did the thing. So hooray!
That sounds.
I don't understand
very
what
frustrating.
happened. What was wrong with the makeup artist? I don't understand any of that.
She just kept fucking up.
Wait, Brett, you're doing a bit.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
makeup
What
on
do
her
I
face?
mean?
Slow down.
I feel like I'm
What's
fighting with my
makeup?
boyfriend, and I just told him everything that's wrong, and he's like,
No, you said we weren't going to understand, but it was
Said like 5
very
times
obvious.
you weren't gonna understand. You boys are such idiots.
It was,
well, do you know what contour is?
we don't
I know
have to
what
know
it
what
is.
contouring is to know. We
Okay.
know what fucking up is.
Yeah, but fucking up contour, it's like you have like little brown lines on your face.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
No, you wouldn't, you little angel.
About fucking up anything. Leedy's 100% perfect all the time.
I think you're right in assuming that I would not appreciate the level of like, this seems like a small deal, but it's a huge fucking deal right now. And how dare you call yourself a makeup artist if you can't get contour and eyes right?
I have a theory
She's
about
been
this.
good before.
Oh, you've
So-
used this girl before.
Yeah.
Oh, and she brought her mom then also?
No, I think her mom was like maybe stressing her out or something, or it's like they had wine before, so they were like a little tipsy.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, that kind of blows up my theory.
What's your theory?
My theory
Go
was
ahead.
just going to be that you hired this makeup artist, and the makeup artist was actually the mom, but she was training her daughter. And so they did like a switcheroo, like, this is the great makeup artist. And I'm just here to support because I love my daughter. It's
I
almost
love
like the
the
Dread
new
Pirate
theory.
Roberts. Like she was ready to hand over the mantle
Yes.
to the younger generation.
Yeah. No, that was not it.
The new theory is that they were just getting day drunk together, and she was like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, I gotta do makeup. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring my mom. She's my assistant." You're like, "What?"
Yeah.
She's like,
and
Mom,
I'm
what
not-
makeup do you have on you?
I'm not good at hiding like how I feel
Yeah.
at all. And eventually, like right before I was like, okay, we have to be done. Like I was like, give me your brushes. I'm going to finish my eyes.
Good for you. That's
Like-
probably the best way to go.
Yeah, you did the right
Yeah.
thing.
I know. Thank you.
You're the best.
Thanks, guys.
I hope she didn't charge you or at least gave you a free medium fries at the end of it.
I asked for a discount. Yeah.
That's good.
I've almost fist fought barbers, so I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Yeah, but they weren't cutting your hair at the time, Brett.
Yeah, that's why I fucking hate barbers.
Just wait for them to open their shop.
Every time
Something
you walk
about
by a
those
barber.
little swivelly things triggers him.
I don't
Just
understand. I don't
mad.
like it. Is it getting longer? Where's it going? Is it liquid? Is it gas? What is it?
Also, I was like, are all the pictures going to be fucked up because of you? Like now I hired a photographer and all this shit. And like, because you claim I'm asymmetrical in the eyeballs. Also, not a nice thing to call a woman
Yeah, that's
before she
fucked.
goes on stage. Like, hey, your face is fucked. This is going to be great.
Good luck being vulnerable for an hour. You look weird.
Yeah.
It's like trying to put makeup on a Picasso. I can't. Right.
I can see why you're a comedian because your face is hilarious.
Yeah.
That is.
I remember the
legit
first time I
awful.
got headshots in college. They had like a photographer come for a play that I was in and take headshots for us. And she was like, "Which side is your good side?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." She was like, "It's your left side."
It's always your left side, honestly.
I was like, "Oh, okay." But good to know. But it was just funny because she was being like, "Do you want to say it?"
Yeah.
And then as soon as I was like, "I don't know," she was like, "This is what it is."
Typically, it's people's left side. There's like a whole trend on TikTok where you show both sides, and the left is usually better. And then there's this filter called twins where it splits your face, and then it makes two twins, but they're like very like fraternal twins. And one of them is like your cutest you, and the other one is like a swamp goblin.
I'm gonna start calling ugly people right twins.
Twins.
How come I look like the swamp goblin? It's just the same image. You're like, what?
I think that might be true for me also, but very specifically, I got really drunk one night and did a face plant, and now my nose kind of has got like a little bit of a bump on the right side. So yeah, I think my left side is my better side.
Wow, before that you were perfect though.
I was perfect before that, 100%. Anything else for the catch up, y'all? Should we get to the bits?
Let's get to the bits.
Some jokes.
All right. Our order this week is Brett, Rob, Remy, Jarret. Brett, Rob, Remy, Jarret. Brett, Rob, Remy, Jarret. Burge.
Oh, I'm glad we had this catch up
Burge.
because I was deciding between two bits, and this helps me decide which one I want to do.
All right.
I would love to be around, or actually, I think I wouldn't like to hike with a hot person, because if we come across a feral animal, they just won't know that their hot privilege isn't going to work. Because they'll be like, a feral animal, I guess any animal really, but specifically the stakes are high with a feral animal where it's the only time their hot privilege is not taking effect. So there'll be like a snarling wolf and they'll be like, "Don't worry, I got this." And the wolf will still just be like snarling at them. They'll be like, "I said,
Hi."
Okay, fine." What is this guy's problem? That's it. That's the bit.
I like it.
I love it.
I love that.
Great. I want you to do more classic flirty behaviors as well, because like the hair flip is just like one way that attractive people get what they want from you, but another way is by making it think that they're interested in you. And so maybe the wolf is snarling and she's like, "Stop it. You're so bad."
She's like, "I love your nails."
I love this concept. I'm wondering if there are, because I love the woods and the thing.
I don't love this joke. I love the woods. No.
Let me tell you a story about one time I went on a hike and yelled at a park ranger. No, the concept, the joke, everything. I would love to see it go into other things that a hot person would just be a bad ally in.
Yeah.
As well. I wouldn't mind it at all.
So maybe because it was a clunky get into. Maybe the thing is like it's a lot of times where it's great to have a hot person around. Get free drinks, get stuff like that. But there's a lot of times you don't want a hot person around, like when there's a feral animal on a hike.
Or if there's
I think
like a fire.
that gets into the bit, yeah. And then we can go
like,
to other.
"Ooh,
examples.
you're hot!" Like,
Yeah.
What about diffusing a bomb? It's like your countdown is at a 5 right now, and I need you at a 10. Right?
Yeah. Where's your?
could have used a hot person at that McDonald's.
Yeah,
Could've
that's
used a
where it
hot
would
person
have
at
been great.
McDonald's.
Yeah. What are other scenarios where a hot person their hot privilege would not really take effect? I think that confronting a wild animal, I think, is the funniest to me. That's what really tickles me about the joke.
I really do like that. And I think that anytime you remove humans from the situation, it seems like it's going to be good. Like, oh, there's no humans around, so the hot person kind of gets sapped of their powers.
Yeah, I think in terms of absurdity, the next heightening for me, like if we're going to exaggerate, I want them to interact with like an inanimate object.
Yeah, like flirt with an asteroid.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I'm not
like that a
loving
lot.
this energy that you're coming at me right now with,
I think
Jarret,
you're mixing up hot girl and valley girl.
Yeah.
I was going to compliment Jarret on his ability to take the situation.
Thank you,
and
Rob.
like put them perfectly into something that a person like that would say. But that was going to be my question too, which is like, are we talking vapidness or is it just hot,
I'm talking
hot.
Or a person who does, somebody who is living in the hot bubble where they don't understand that things don't just go their way because they're beautiful.
100%.
Yeah,
and that doesn't
oh, you're
going
to crash into us today. Oh my God, that really doesn't work for me. Could you crash into us in like, I don't know, 300 Thursdays from now?
Yeah. So I think that's the more of the track that I'm going on. I like that a lot.
100% agree. But you can see how there's a lot of overlap between. It's not their fault. It's that they didn't develop life skill. Like part of the reason that they're vapid is because they're hot and everything goes their way. I could put Leedy in this scenario in my head, but not because.
Ouch.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But also, thank you.
But don't you see what I mean? Like I'm trying to pinpoint exactly who we're talking about, because I would say, oh, well, Leedy's not stupid. Leedy doesn't understand the world, but there might be something that she doesn't get because it's like, oh, that's weird. People are usually so nice to me. You're like, but this snarling animal isn't. So I'm trying to be like, how?
Don't usually get insulted on this podcast. I'm so pretty.
So like, I'm trying to like zero in on exactly the type of person that you're talking about.
Big
like,
head.
would you even say like, oh, I was going on a hike with my girlfriend and I was just a little like, I was a little nervous, not because she couldn't handle herself, but because blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like you're getting really specific to just like, it's only because we just hand things to people who are attractive or they can get out of situations.
Right.
Type of
But
thing.
that's why I wouldn't want it to be a specific person. Like, I don't even want it to be gendered. It could just be like unattractive human.
I agree.
Yeah,
Because pretty privilege is real, no matter whether you're a girl
You're right,
or
I actually even-
non-binary hottie.
I even regretted after the second hair flip doing this because I didn't want to even feminize her in any way. But yeah, my intention was also to keep it gender neutral. So yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hot people specifically, and not in any way. Just somebody who's truly like they don't understand. They're like, why is that wolf being mean?
They're just like, hey, wolf.
I feel like that.
Is that wolf smiling at me?
Yeah.
Do you want a selfie?
This happens to me all the time.
There we go. I love that.
That's funny. Is that the joke? Are we done? Or
Remember, you got a great sense for this podcast. You
That has to be a clip.
you know when we're like, all right, we're done, right?
I'm satisfied.
There's
I got a lot of
the pauses that go, and the ones that just go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think I got a lot of avenues there out of that. Thank you, guys. I'm ready to move on.
All right. Thank you for that joke. That's clearly about me, Brett Drug.
Pre-accident.
Next up, tree falling on my face. Next up, we got.
When you fell, you were like, "Why did that guy do that? Why did that cement do that to me?"
After I was so nice to give it a kiss. All right, next up we got Rob Ryan.
Yay. Let's do this one. There's a billboard by my apartment, and it says, ad space available, call 1-800, blah, blah, blah. And it's been there, it's been like that for 2 years. And I'm like, billboard advertising doesn't even work for billboard advertising. Why am I going to use this? Your ad here? No, your ad is still here. That's it. Those are that little tag, and that's what I got.
Very
What
funny.
about
That's
if
funny.
that billboard, the person that owns that billboard, has to take out another billboard to get attention for his billboard?
That is great.
Looking for a place to advertise? Well, how about 5 blocks that way? You ever think about that?
Just to be clear, not here, not this billboard, the one that's 5 blocks that way. I own that one, just renting this one, just so you know.
Honestly, you couldn't afford
it's a
this
billboard
billboard.
Ponzi scheme. Like they're only advertising
Oh my
for other
God.
people because they have to recoup their money for their other billboards.
That is great. There's like a chain. I have to follow like a lost treasure map of billboards.
It's like National Treasure. And at the end, it's the Declaration of Independence. How do you don't necessarily know, there's a different angle, but you don't know that it's not working. It could be that people are calling up and this guy is just like, not enough. Click.
He's playing real hardball.
Yeah.
Or it works so well that everybody who puts their thing up there, the business does amazing. Let me tell you who's been on this billboard. McDonald's, Pepsi, Mercedes-Benz.
A lot of great brands got their start on this billboard.
That's right.
Could be you next, kid. Do a bring a show.
We had Uber before it was big.
Yeah.
We were the first person putting up that's really crazy funny. Just the concept of trying to pitch a billboard to someone acting like a low-level agent.
Yeah.
Handing out flyers for the billboard.
Everybody does this, kid. This is how you make it in this business.
First, you got to start on the billboard on 3rd. And then if it gets a lot of attention, we'll put you on the billboard on Madison. A lot of great people on that billboard.
I love the idea, too, that, like, it's almost like the movie Cars, but for billboards. Like, there was a time when this billboard was hot. Like, this people were driving by this billboard, walking by this billboard. It had all the big names, all the big stars. And now it's just like a shell of
doing meet and greets.
It's down at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, just performing for 20 people.
Is there a way to incorporate those billboards that for some reason they still have a movie poster up there that the movie's been out of theaters for 10 years? You know, it's like, oh, Spy Kids still, you know? Like, what's that? What's the equivalent of that? Like, is that the guy who bought that billboard? He is just like, I just need like another month and then Spy Kids is going to be huge. I tell you, huge. There's one more month on that billboard. Yes, I want to renew my contract. Obviously, these numbers are not where I need them to be.
It's so funny you say that because I'm almost thinking the opposite, where it's the billboard salesman who's just like, come on, how about 2 more months of Spy Kids? They're like, the movie's been out of theaters for 10 years. Oh, Papa's got to pay rent, please.
What about graffiti artists? Like, do they fight over which billboards get more traffic? I put a dick in the mouth of the Target ad. I'm big.
Everyone puts a dick in the mouth of the Target ad. You should see what Billy's been up to.
It took me so long to think of something that would advertise. I was like, put a dick in the oh God,
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
You can't say Spy Kids. We were holding off on Spy Kids. You can't do that. Especially with the Epstein trial going on right now. I wouldn't.
Epstein trial is going on right now?
The Ghislaine trial.
Oh, the Ghislaine. Yeah, I was like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's what they want you to think, Brett.
I'm gonna wait for this trial to come out.
I don't think that's the part that they want me to think.
There is a secret underground trial happening with the real Jeffrey Epstein right now.
That is a theory that you never really hear somebody say Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. He's still alive.
He's still alive.
That reminds me, I had a joke about Elvis where I was like, people think that Elvis didn't die back whenever they say he died. And I'm like, but he's dead now, right? Like,
Yeah.
like maybe that's true, but he didn't make it through the 90s, did he?
Anything else for Rob Ryan's bit, everybody?
No, but great joke.
Thank
Great
you guys.
bits.
Great
Wonderful additions.
All right. Next up, we got Remy Kassimir. Kassimir.
Kassimir.
But
The Kassimir effect.
before we get to Remy, just want to remind everybody to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ITApod. A lot of great exclusive content on there. Join for as little as $1 a month. We got the sleepover, story time at the movies, the high riding challenges, a lot of good stuff up there. Support the show, patreon.com/ITApod. Next up, we got Remy Kassimir.
So this is very rough, but I was thinking about the other day, like, what if Napoleon didn't have a complex because he was short? Like, what if he didn't mind being short at all. And he had like some other issue, like he hated his dad, you know, and then like he just like finds out that a Napoleon complex is about being short. And he's like, what? I'm a short king. Like that I love about me.
I love it. And my initial thought was to take it in a slightly different direction, which was that it's news to him and he's upset by it. Like, not that he loves it. It's news to him and he's like, what? I didn't know that was a problem too. I just had a bad relationship with my father.
Yeah.
Funny that you say that, because I didn't know that I was short until I was like 24. I was working with a guy who was short, and he was like, you know, our height. And I was like, what do you mean our height? And he was like, we're the same height. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, we're the same height. And I was like, no, you're short. And then he was like, look. And I was like, oh my God, we are the same height. And I asked my friends, I was like, how come you guys never made fun of me for being short? And they were like, well, you just acted tall.
Oh, that's so
I was
nice.
like, oh, okay.
That really does mean a lot. There are a bunch of people who are like a little taller than me that I always assume are shorter than me just because of the way that they hold themselves.
What if being short like was never a problem? You know, until somebody was like, oh, this guy killed a bunch of people. It must be because he's short.
Is a really bad detective who couldn't figure out the motive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess everybody who blames like short rage on stuff, they are kind of like really bad detectives. Like they're not really looking at the complexity of human beings. Like the Long Island bagel guy, they're like, it's because he's short. It's like, well, no, that actually he made it very known that it is because he's short that he's that angry. But
the bagel guy.
All right.
Wasn't a good example.
Bagel guy, bagel boss. Come on, guys.
It was the bagel boss.
I like this joke a lot. Instead of having a problem with his dad, I think it might be funnier if he had OCD. Like he's always like cleaning his musket or his cannons or something like that. And then he finds out this thing called Napoleon complex. And he's like, oh, is it that thing where you have to touch your shoulder
12 times before you can wash your hands?
Yeah, exactly. Before you can attack the English, you got to tap your medals 15 times. I also don't know if this fits at all, but the Napoleon short thing is a myth. And he was like regular height. And this is just like British propaganda.
Is that true?
It is true. Yeah.
That's Jarret propaganda.
Like,
could be true.
Maybe the person who made up the term Napoleon complex was like a disgruntled ex
of Napoleon's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny.
Or a tall guy who didn't accomplish much.
Yeah.
This is Napoleon. He took over like half of Europe. It's like whatever. At least I'm 6'2".
I do think that people who insert their height unnaturally, specifically dudes, into conversation, I'm like, it tells you so much about how they have nothing going on for them.
Right.
Like
if they just really nothing else.
If they can't wait to tell you exactly how tall they are, you know their personality is lacking.
That's so. I'm 6'3", but I never mention it.
But that's true, though, Rob. You do never mention it.
Oh, that's good. Except for now, I totally.
Well, yeah. For the bit.
As long as you don't have it in your like dating profile bios that it's like 5'10", if that matters.
I love Napoleon on dating websites.
Yeah.
Oh, just took over France. No biggie. Nah. What have you done?
The only Napoleon complex is where I live. It's a baller-ass mansion.
Talking about my palace?
I feel like this is a joke, and I can't insert this here, that would benefit from some research on facts about Napoleon.
Definitely.
I am pretty dumb when it comes to history and unknowledgeable
things right now.
What if somebody says there's a thing called a Napoleon complex and he goes, yes, Napoleon is complex.
I know that there's a dessert to Napoleon that it's like, maybe he's like, I'm sweet, see? But yeah, I'll
what
look
is
more into
what is a
him.
Napoleon dessert?
I think it's like a whipped something.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
There we go.
Oh, that looks good.
It's got a lot of layers, just like our boy.
Yeah.
It's not very tall though.
I think it would be good to frame it as if Napoleon could hear about that now.
If he could hear about it now, he'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. I think that's really funny.
That's what I was wondering in my head. How contemporaneous were these? Like, was that wording? You know, it's like, did he know that was a thing that was said, or was that done well after his death, or something? I have no idea.
Maybe the Napoleon complex is just that he's one of those people who won't wear a jacket when it's really cold out because he thinks it's manly. Wasn't that his big defeat that everybody froze to death trying to conquer somewhere?
Is that true?
He did try to invade Russia, and that was when, similar to during World War II with Hitler, that was the big mistake that fucked him up for the rest of.
That was the downfall.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Brett.
No coats?
No, they just weren't prepared to go into Russia, and then everybody froze to death.
It says Napoleon was 5'6", according to Google,
which was average height at the time.
Yeah,
still unfuckable on Tinder. Yeah, I wonder, like that's a weird thing to attribute to a guy who was like a general and wound up taking over. Because I
don't know that he'd be so hung up on his appearance.
Right. And there's plenty of other like conquerors / emperor dictators, you know. What was Mussolini's problem?
Too cute of a name.
Oh, it's a Vito Mussolini.
Why is Brett always fighting barbers? I don't know. By the way, I did Google search Adolf Hitler height because I was trying to make a connection. It came up 5'9", and then it said people also search for first name Napoleon, interesting, then Mussolini, then Goebbels, then Anne Frank, then Eva Braun, then Himmler, then
what was the Anne Frank complex?
Then Charlie Chaplin. It was just a weird it's just very confused as to the link.
Yeah,
we got to Charlie Chaplin pretty quickly.
I mean, it makes sense. The stash.
I like the jump to Anne Frank because it's like, what was their deal? What was their deal? What was her deal? What was her problem?
She was agoraphobic.
Yeah, what to say.
Or in this person's mind, these are all people that interacted with each other regularly, and that's what the whole World War II thing was about.
Yeah.
Just like, so how did Anne Frank fit into all this, you know?
I love that bit. Was there another joke that you wanted to throw out at us?
This one is like really nothing, so I'm interested to see what you guys think, but I just think that there aren't enough breakup songs about fizzling out. You know, like breakups are just like always very dramatic. It's like, you cheated on me, or like you were a gold digger or whatever. It's never like, you know, the spark's just not there anymore. And like, you're good and I'm good and we can still be friends.
This was never really a thing for either of us.
This was a COVID relationship.
Just a song about like, hey, I know you had to go back home to take care of your dad, and but you know, it's just like, you live in Kentucky.
No worries, you had to go home and take care of your dad. I understand he was dying and had no one else.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe there's a chorus or a stanza, a portion of the song that talks about how like you don't really believe that there's a right person. It's like there's several right people. It's more about the timing.
Yeah, soulmates aren't real.
Yeah, like kind of anti-romanticism, but more probably mentally healthy. Mm-hmm. I guess really the premise is there's no healthy breakup songs.
Exactly. Yeah. So like when I was, this is where it came from. I was like kind of like feeling slighted because I was like, it always makes it seem like it has to be this big thing. Like sometimes it just doesn't work out. And then you're like, well, if it's not this big thing, there's no song, like, I guess we'll stay together.
To jump off this, I like to imagine, so pick a song that is just one of the most like emotionally wrapped, heinous, you know, breakup songs, and then say, I like to imagine that the other person also wrote a song that's just like super healthy, just very level-headed about what this was. I loved you. And the other person's like, you know, it's like we're going different places. I totally get it.
There's like that song, I Love the Way You Lie, like the Rihanna song or whatever. She's like, you're such a liar or whatever. It's like, I'm pretty sure I told you those things. Like, you just have ADHD.
Actually, I think Pharrell's song is the other version of it's the answer to a breakup song, which is I'm happy. If you want to do a hot topic, you can always be like, I would like to hear the songs from all of Taylor Swift's lovers and then put them into that category of they were actually fine with it, But that also might be trodden territory.
Also, like, we don't go after Taylor.
Not anymore.
Sure. Why, is it like a makeup thing or something?
It's like
you wouldn't understand. It has to do with contouring.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to get into the public sphere by like taking swipes at Taylor Swift. That'd be a really funny.
Kanye. Not that Kanye wasn't famous before, but that was his big thing, being like, actually, Taylor, you suck.
And he has some healthy, unhealthy breakup songs.
Yes.
Gold Digger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
By the way, I did. This is.
I want to hear from the Gold Digger.
I do too.
Yeah.
I was like, I did everything for you. And yes, this is your son.
I want to hear from now I'm thinking about, I just want to hear from all people that are mentioned in songs. I want to hear their songs. That's where my brain's at now. With Move Bitch Get Out the Way, I want to hear the bitch's song. I want to know what I don't know what she's up to.
There's a nice way to say that. I didn't see you.
It was a crowded club. I don't know what else you
say.
want.
Excuse me, miss. You're standing in front of me. You're standing in front of me.
All right. Anything else for Remy, everybody?
No, two excellent premises.
I love it.
Right. Well done. All right. Back and clean up. We got
Jarret
Bernstein. Okay, I got a short one for you guys today. And it's a little, I don't know if it's trodden territory or not. And I hate that it's about Trump, but I hate that, but
We do too.
I don't know if let me know if there's anything here.
You too.
If you love Trump, then you are going to love the residents of this nursing home who are even older and more incoherent in their rambling. Full disclosure, they are just as racist, but there wasn't a lot of room for improvement there. That's what I got. Let me know if there's anything. I got another thing if there's nothing there.
Residents of an old folks home?
Like imagine like somebody who's like fully MAGA and they're like, you like Trump? It's like, I love Trump. It's my favorite. Well, then you're going to love this. And you take them to a nursing home and they're like, what's going on? And he's like, well, these people are even older and more incoherent.
So maybe the premise is it's probably easy to get a grandparent that's racist into or who loves Trump into an assisted living facility than it is a regular because it's easier to convince them like, oh, if you like Trump, then you're going to love these people with dementia.
Wow, that ties things together.
They all sound exactly like him. Hey, Cheryl, how's your day going? The Mexicans keep stealing my medicine. See?
Imagine if Trump was coy. Yeah, that would I think pull it together. I think that's funny.
I got another one if that's also similarly thin. If you guys have nothing else for this bit.
Nothing at the moment, but I'll keep thinking. But I do love Brett's justification for this joke. I think that
I do too.
Because it was almost like this floating
me too.
idea.
I love
go,
it.
Because also it's hard to get your parents into old folks' homes. I've tried.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
They're not even that old.
No, they're not.
We're 52. You
gotta go.
Can I get to my job from here? No, you can't. No, sorry. So this is an idea about, it sort of fits into all the material about how my body is like falling apart and stuff, and how I'm constantly like needing to worry about my body and picking up prescriptions and stuff like that. And it's like one time I was hooking up with a girl. We were walking back. We were going to go hook up, me and this girl. We were walking back to her place. She was like, oh, we should pick up some condoms. And so we went to the CVS and I also picked up mouthwash and floss. And I don't know, because that idea seems funny to me that it's supposed to be like, there's nothing less sexy than like going into a pharmacy to pick up condoms, but then to also pick up other things.
Yeah, that's great.
That tickles me. So I don't know.
I like the idea of her being like, oh, we should pick up condoms. You should be like, I know a place.
I go to the pharmacy and they're like, hi, Mr. Berenstein.
Are you here to pick up
your medicated
colon
mouthwash?
medication? No colon medication for me today.
Are you
Today I'm
preparing
getting
for
laid.
another colonoscopy?
No barium fluid for me.
If you start it not with like that your body's falling apart, but that you do not upkeep yourself at all unless it is time for sex. Like,
That's interesting.
why don't you have mouthwash or floss in your apartment? You know, like, do you also pick up a razor because you haven't shaved your paunch in years? Like, do you like?
I like that angle a lot, but this vibe of my body is a nightmare is so thoroughly in a part of my set that it would be impossible to, but I do like that idea. I guess I think about it like I need these things so much that every time I'm out, I want to pick it up.
Oh, I see.
I use so much floss. I use so much Advil.
I don't think.
But Advil, I think, is a great one because it's like this is something that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That to me tracks a little bit more. If you get a heating pad, some wrist supports, you know, those things.
Some Bengay.
But you're still all like, check me out to the cashier. I think that's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I get like something for my sprained wrists and the girl's like, what do you think we're going to do? I'm going to hurt myself.
You get like orthotics for the occasion.
Yeah, you having sex is like halftime at a football game where the doctors are just coming in and putting steroids straight into your kneecap. Just trying to get you ready. Get him back out there. He can't. He's going to fall apart.
What if there's a twist in that you're like, you set up all these things like I'm going to get a back brace and a heating pad and stuff like that, and then you go up to the cashier and you're like, I'm going to get a blowjob.
I like the idea of there are things that could be mistaken for sex but are just for your body. They're like, we're going to get some lube. You're like, yeah, way ahead of you. Or you could make the connection. You could just, what's it called? Intellectualize the entire thing that you've noticed that all these things that might be good for sex play are just things that you regularly have to upkeep your body with. You're like, ooh, heat, vibration, lubricant. Like, yep, sign me up. I need all of these things.
Did you know that vibrators actually started as massagers?
Incredible.
Did you know that some vibrators double as PlayStation controllers?
They literally have a game now. Somebody like sent this to me the other day that they were like, there's like a video game and like it's got like sex stuff attached to it, and like we could send you like the plugins. Plug in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm scared.
So is it still just like Grand Theft Auto, but your pussy's getting vibrated or
Yes.
what? Okay. It's not like a sex game. It's just a game attachment.
No, I think it's a sex game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But Grand Theft Auto is also a sex game, so
That's
that's not
true.
really
Yeah.
fair.
But I think that's a small portion of it.
Depends who you are.
That's true.
I just like that idea that they're like, do you want to buy God of War or God of War and we jerk you off?
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
It was wonderful.
No.
Right.
Oh,
Thank you
It's
for
all
the
around.
Thank you for the feedback. And next, it is time for Leedy to show us all her drawings. She will show us her drawings, and they will be real fun. It is time for Leedy to show us her drawings.
Oh, also though, while we're talking about drawings and Ghislaine, apparently Ghislaine has been drawing the court artist. Like while
She's
the trial
drawing
is
the
being-
court
She's
artist?
drawing the court artist. Like it's like literally like filming her, being like, "Oh, you're gonna film me? I'm gonna film you."
Funny.
Also, maybe you should pay attention to the trial.
Yeah, how fucking cavalier is that?
You're doodling.
No, she knows she's gonna get off. Everybody's paying for her.
Yeah, they're. I guess you're saying because they're trying to like protect themselves from what she might reveal.
Yeah.
I see.
Corruption.
Corruption.
Do. All right. I
The diddler on the roof.
No explanation necessary.
then I have Remy Yassified.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
That's exactly what she looks like.
I don't understand. What did you do to her, lady?
Then I have
Glowing.
Mwah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Blowing
That is
kisses.
excellent.
That's a great tag to the joke, too.
Excellent.
Blowing kisses to the asteroid. I love that.
Wow.
And then
Fade
I've
to yellow
got
is good.
Napoleon's Tinder profile. What I have.
That bold on bone is a nice touch.
Leedy, you're so talented.
Oh,
This is
thank you.
excellent. Love
Oh my
it.
god.
Then I have. I need my fries. Your fast food intake is a problem. Rob, we need to talk to you.
Look at those eyes. You really nailed my eyes.
And
This is
last
going to be
but
a really
not
fun intervention. I'm really looking forward to this.
least, last but not least, I'd like to speak.
Unreal.
And that
Perfect.
is it for me.
Awesome. Thank you,
Leedy
lady. Excellent
Corbin.
job, as always.
Lovely.
Where can they find you, Leedy?
You can find me on all the socials just under my name, Leedy Corbin.
All right. And what about you, Remy? Where can people find you?
Oh, please come find me on the internet. I am Remy Kassimir on all the platforms. My podcast is How Come, spelled the way you think. If you don't know how to come to me. I'll teach you. And that other one, We Really Love Island, but again, nobody listens to it. But if anybody wants to come see some live shows, RemyKassimir.com.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. You were an excellent guest, and it was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a joy.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Remy.
That's
And
fun.
Outro.
Outro goes here.
yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I stole it from you.
No, that's okay.
Oh, he was open for
It's
it.
a weird
I,
little game of chicken that we play at the end of every episode. Thanks so much for watching. Check back every Monday for new episodes, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to help support the show, tell your friends how much you like Is This Anything? Or get involved, like an episode, share, comment, subscribe. If you want more Is This Anything, you got to join our Patreon at patreon.com/ITAPod. We have a ton of awesome exclusive content on there, and you can join for as little as $1 a month. Check out the links in the description, and hopefully we'll see you next week.